Good evening and welcome to Sydney Parade. The women's seconds in action for a second night in a row. Pembroke have won the toss and have elected to field first. Kimberly McDonald opening up from the St John's end. Shauna Kavanagh is tonight's scorer. 699 is tonight's match. I just have to remember. There we go, graphics and everything. Does this one go through to the keeper? The umpire thought about possible wide, said no. Just the two wides in the over so far. First boundary of the evening. Down to Dale's shed. Kimberly McDonald, according to the stats database, is currently joint top of wicket takers in Leinster. Kimberly McDonald. That's a good ball. Bit of shape, just slightly away from the right-hander. Annabelle Walsh of Clontarf has 29, as does Kimberly. Although Walsh's economy and average are slightly better. Jenny Sparrow third on the list. That one will be signalled wide. And Annabelle eighth on the list. I don't know how often they're updated actually. That's a better ball. Finished the first over. The score 7 without loss. 4 coming from the bat. As search and rescue appear in the area. Just turn that down.
Is this a touch screen?
No. That one is. If that is plugged in, that becomes a touch screen.
Where's the nice for this one? Is there a nice for it? Oh, right, no, there's one down there.
Clontarf women's seconds entertaining Merion women's seconds tonight in Castle Avenue. The other game in this league on tonight.
Let's see if you can figure it out. It shouldn't be hard.
Elizabeth Troop to face Very Nickel.
was just to get it off
Yeah,
there.
yeah, no, I saw exactly
The
what it
flicky
was.
one.
You found it.
Just
So
moved
you
it.
get what I mean. You could. It's just a YouTube thing. So you can click to go back a quarter or half speed or whatever still. Zoom.
Well, that one's running away.
So very puzzled with his face. And just like, okay, what's gone wrong? No, nothing is.
Slowly working out that the volume on his own phone was up. Nice shot away through the ring. Down to the fence. Fence part 3. I love the way the two of the entrances on the fence on Cyril's Way line up almost exactly with the batting crease. Oh, inside edge, Chinese cut, French cut. We haven't still decided which nationality to go with there. Another run onto the board.
Inside edge?
Yeah,
It used to just be called an inside edge back in the day.
well, back in the day, I used to know it was a Chinese cut.
Did you?
Yeah,
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I don't know.
So we're saying to the place is French. And just to the cricket playing skills of those countries, I suggest.
Where does the expression French cut in cricket come from? Well, Google goes nuts trying to explain the whole thing and tells you nothing.
Probably an AI summary that's as likely wrong as right anyway.
Yep. Very slightly away from you. That is middle.
See, you got your bag back. The blue bag. Did Nicky just empty it?
She has to go to a drive-through can recycler.
Drive-through.
Yeah, they're just thrown into the back of her car.
Because I need the back lead. No. But
She bought the Coke.
greatest stash for his you know. Oh, exactly, yeah.
She bought the Coke and she bought the iceburgers. Nicky very much in our good books here at Pembroke Cricket Live. We've always been very fortunate. People coming down the club to watch cricket, sometimes tune in before. It's not quite a Deliveroo, but it's certainly a lot cheaper. Takes it on the full and plays it out to mid-wicket. Another boundary. Malahide off to a good start. Valley just taking that one with the toe of the bat, but getting enough power into it. It beats any fielder there.
Is
The bowler perhaps getting away with one there. I will check for you now. Yes. Well, the leading wicket taker in Leinster cricket, struggling a bit at the moment to find the right length, and Malahide very definitely taking good advantage. Gemma Diwali has moved on to 17 from just 11 balls faced. Kim Lee will be pleased to get this over done. As it ends with just a single, 10 off the over. Malahide have moved on to 25 without loss. And they're off to a good start, one would say. Oh, seemed to be bat involved there, despite the appeal. Much better start to the second over for Nicol, bowling from the nursery end. Quick single taken. Nice bit of fielding in the ring, but not enough to prevent the single. At the end of the over, I will put up what looks like a Pembroke batting card, but it's just so you can see who indeed is playing this evening.
Put up the team.
Who are you wondering?
Are we missing a cushion?
Yeah, it's in the other chair.
Ah. I left this one for you.
Oh, thank you.
Comes down the track, taking on the bowling, turning it into a full toss. And Laney Martin's slip in the outfield means they get through for a second. Oh, misfield. And as a result, Susie Whaley will let them get through for a second.
Bring it back, Susie.
She had thrown it in her mind before she'd picked it up. Still, made up for it. So here, as Niall suggests, is the Pembroke side tonight.
Oh, no pictures.
No pictures tonight, although Very Nicol has a different avatar to everyone else.
She has long hair.
Well,
It's Isabel, Cheeky, Izzy, Emer, Susie, Hannah Lynn, Bailey, Georgia, Kimberly, Barry, and Jess. Yep, That's it. They're all out there.
Change of bowling now from the St John's end.
How do we get rid of that?
Why is it? The scoreboard won't come up for me. I shall get back to watching the cricket and leave Noel to sort the graphics. Thank you very much.
Scorecard? Oh, where's the scorecard? Oh, there it is. It's gone again. It's there. Dougal and his Christmas lights.
Oh, there we go. Just shows what a good fielder Susie Whaley is and how she's made that position at Michael Sharp corner her own. It was a delay rather than a fault. Three singles. Well, that run comes to an end with a fine bit of fielding close in. Is that Isabel Jennings fielded that?
Isabel Jennings with the gloves.
Ah. Nicely swept. And that finds its way to the boundary. And this opening partnership really starting to put good total together. They're not shy about taking on the bad ball. 28 off just 20 deliveries. Well, another good over for Malahide, 7 coming from it. Eight.
Question. Can you see that? No.
That's what's
No was the answer.
that's what's going out, isn't it? That's with delay and everything.
That's literally just playing.
Yeah.
Like anybody else would.
Well, the skipper's brought herself on. Not warm tonight. We've been spoilt over the last few weekends. Oh, off the top edge, full toss. Laney Martin. Patrolling behind square on the leg side. Thoughts of a run. Unfulfilled. Yeah, a bit of a sea breeze. It is keeping the clouds a wave, well, high over Sydney Parade, where they won't do any damage. However, one has to wonder how dark it will get tonight. Played away off the back foot this time. Full range of shots here this evening. Partnership has moved on to 43. Again, charging down towards the bowler. Good use of her feet here, Gemma Diwali. 6 overs gone, 43 on the board. And Pembroke yet to make a breakthrough. However, as they saw last night, wickets can fall in a cluster. And they certainly did last night. More recognition of the bails falling to the ground than anything else, I think. Good shape. Comes off the outside edge of the bat. Sharp fielding. But again, as I say, more recognition.
Real time.
It's one of those occasions when even a direct hit doesn't mean that there's a run out. Georgia Beattie bowling from the St John's end. Oh, this one getting past the edge of the bat. And deciding to come down the track. This time the bat's not quite as straight. Not playing through the line of the ball. Oh, that one's taken the keeper by surprise. Thought it was going to crash into the stumps. It went over middle. Wow. Second run was taken on. I never really thought it was there. But the throw was accurate and the keeper did her job. Here it is in real time. Definitely won, but it's now picked up. She turns and starts running. Her partner agrees, okay, if you want to. And despite the dive, the throw was accurate enough. And here it is one more time, this time in slow-mo. Turns without really looking, and her partner says, well, if you're coming, yeah, okay, I'll go. Well, the first wicket falls. Seventh over. First wicket for Pembroke. And the High-scoring Gemma Diwali, after her fine knock, finds herself back in the pavilion. Two umpires just having a quick word. Sanchit Shankar and Derek Dockrell are tonight's umpires, and we thank them and indeed our scorers. I know that Shauna Kavanagh is providing us with the live scoring here. Well, very good over from a Pembroke point of view. Just the 3 runs coming from it, and the first wicket to fall, that of Gemma Diwali. 46 for 1.
You didn't get this last year.
Nothing, Joe? I don't know, just shouting at Dan for taking a piss of it.
Double click. Can you see the nice? No. If you double click at them, it goes to them.
Okay.
So an easy way if I disappeared to, oh, it's on the wrong camera.
Slowly but surely, Niall's education of Craig in some of the more technical things continues. He just comes over once a night and just shows you something new. That's nicely tucked away. Eva Mullen has taken up her customary position out on the railway line. She's actually not that far away from what I would consider to be the centre circle of the rugby pitch. This mat, the artificial mat that we have here in Pembroke, sort of marks the demarcation between the practice wickets to your right as you look at the screen now, and the pitches that we actually play on to the left. But this mat has provided us with sterling service, and you so rarely hear anybody complaining about the bounce, how it plays. Oh, another inside edge. Squirts away. No concern to the seagull at all. And with 8 overs gone, the score has moved on to 49 for 1. One suspects there has been a slowing in the rate. There's the run chart at the moment.
Worked.
Yes, that's why I went with that one first. I didn't want to be disappointed by the worm.
Well, I've tried that one as well and it wasn't working, so.
Just go with 14 wickets to a name so far this season. Good economy rate of 5 and over as well. Elizabeth Troop standing defiant, looking to be positive. Sarah Brophy is playing herself in at the moment. 3 off 5. But plenty of time, plenty of overs. Another 11 after this delivery. Teammates taking care of the fielding. .56 for 1. And you'd think that Malahide at the moment would be the happier of the two sides. Those two could be teammates for the next decade for Pembroke. Perhaps teammates in the Super Series too. Double change by the skipper. Izzy McLean coming on at the nursery end. Was it tonight the bar was going to be open for this game? Oh, slight misfield in the deep. Oh, for the third time this evening, the employment of the French cut brings runs but no wickets. No, would you just like to remind William that everything he says
I think so. There you go. He's telling you that.
10 overs gone, 60 on the board. That's a nice round, easy to calculate figure, isn't it? And only one wicket down, so everything's kind of easy at the moment. Run rate of a runner ball. We'll head into the second half of this Malahide innings. Well, they're on track to score 120. I wonder if AI would answer that question. Score in a cricket match is 60 for one after 10 overs. What will be the final score after 20 overs? I wonder how close AI would get to that. That's the great thing about sport, is we have no idea. Brophy finding the two fielders again in close company. No gap between them.
E-Troop,
Elizabeth Troop and Sarah Brophy.
F-Troop,
I saw this poor girl.
Charade.
Nice delivery.
Is this their ones or twos?
Twos and twos. Almost getting to the coat stage again of the season. We head into the last few weeks now. Niall must be close to 60 broadcasts this year.
Yeah, I keep.
Oh.
Yeah.
I won't say that he's seen every delivery. There's been times when he's been off in a corner cursing. But he has seen more cricket here at Sydney Parade than any other individual, that much I can tell you. My cameraman and director, I think it's starting to rain.
You're not good to be covered.
Temperature certainly has dropped a degree or two. Even Noel taking a bit more shelter. Well, the 6 runs and over is maintained.
Coming this way for a change.
pulled off the stumps. It seems to be more fine mist than rain.
Yeah, but it's still wet.
Barely.
Barely falling, but as Amanda says, enough to get you wet.
Don't worry about it. Literally don't worry about it.
Because they're going to be grabbed.
Oh. Oh, put down. Chances starting to come as Malahide looked to push that rate back over a runner ball. "12 overs gone. And good evening to James. 69 for 1. There's 12 overs gone now. Sees the return of Kim Lee McDonald. The first 2 overs went for 17. Just forgetting to let go of the ball. Those are the mist-bearing clouds.
Alright, it walks straight across there.
Oh, well, Malahide would be happy with the way this stand is progressing. They've put on 30 now. The one slides outside the line. Strays onto the legs and is punished as a result. Another 4 runs. Classic signal of a 4 from Derek Dockrell. club dinner, of course, coming up soon. What date's that on?
30th.
30th, Saturday the 30th of August. If you haven't received a link to register and pay, don't be afraid to get in touch with somebody. Well, out of all those appeals you heard, one of them certainly wasn't the bowler herself. James and I were talking last night about, you know, if it's on the stumps, keep it out. That's exactly how Elizabeth Troop played that one very well. And after 13 overs, the score's jumped through the 70s and has reached 81 for 1. Seven overs remain now for Malahide to maximise their return from this innings. Certainly wickets in hand. Scorers going for an extra layer. Do they need a hand with the gazebo is the question. Izzy McLean into her third over now. Squeezed away on the leg side. Single taken, and the delicious smell of the seaside drifts across Sydney Parade.
Today's to go put things on your screen. I'll just show you that it is there.
Robin S. has got in touch from southwest France.
Who's Robin S?
One of our subscribers. I'm delighted he's enjoying the cricket. I would say that our number online is possibly, what are we there? How many devices online at the moment? 11. Yeah, it's a toss-up between more people watching online or attending. So we thank everybody who has tuned in. Emma Mullin fires one back.
Come on. Twelve off 3. Let me slide. Oh. I'll have one.
A little late, but worthy of an appeal.
Is what I found out.
Well, the shots are becoming more expansive now. 2 taken. Yeah, it's definitely more intense now.
Could end a few players before the World Cup. Might not be the worst thing not to do.
McLean now into her 4th over. Economy rate of 2.7. Projected score at the moment 1-2-1. Malahide, I think, looking at closer to 140. These two came together with the score on 44. They've put on 51 now as a result of this shot here. Keeper did well to keep her eye on that one. It went through everything. This partnership of 50 off just 53 deliveries.
Oh, that's a lovely shot though.
12 extras thus far in this total. one in the air. The catch put down. That's unfortunate for McLean and unfortunate for Pembroke. Another opportunity goes to turf.
It's the second one.
16 gone then, 98 for one. And Sheikah's first delivery goes to the boundary. And that's 100 up for Malahide, 102 for one. This one in the air, no fielder there though. And this time a catch is taken and a wicket falls and Brophy goes for 28. It's been a partnership of 60 for Brophy and Troop and they have done fabulously well. But finally a second wicket falls in the 17th over with a nice catch taken. Seems an apt time to have a look at the replay first. There you see that rate has just been growing recently. My apologies to Niall. He's looking at me with daggers, putting a worm over his replay. I thought I'd left enough time. So a second wicket falls, and this is how it happened. Just sliced at this one. The search for runs becoming everything. Tegan Diwali next to come to the wicket, and is the recipient of a no ball and also gets off the mark. That is the end of Shukla's fourth over, 1 for 24. And Malahide have moved on to 107 for 2 with the loss of that wicket. 3 overs to go. Looking somewhere between 120, 130 at the moment. If they can keep up this sort of scoring rate, or will the loss of wickets slow the rate? Good ball. Tegan keeps it at bay. Pembroke currently 3rd in this league, Division 2, the Sports Hub. Leinster Division 2. Leinster's seconds lead the way, ahead of Merrion, and then Pembroke with a record of 6 wins in 11 games. Oh, just past the outstretched hand. And once it's that close to a fielder, it's unlikely any others are going to stop it on its way to the boundary. And 9 runs from this over from McLean. They'll certainly be looking to the high 120s now, if not the 130s. Been a good, solid batting performance by Malahide, belying their record of 4 wins in 10. Currently find themselves half a point ahead of Terranure, but well ahead of North Kildare and the Hills. It was the Hills we saw last night. Tonight it's 5th placed Malahide. It is distinctly lacking in degrees today. I think I might even go and get my coat. Which has been living in my car for the past 2 months, quite happily without me. $120 up. Well, there was a time 120 in a 20 over game was considered a good result. Those days no longer apply. That's well called. 2 more onto the total. It's an over and a half. I think I can manage an over and a half before I grab my coat. Certainly there's a few lads at cricket training tonight in their shorts. Proving that they don't use sunbeds, that's for sure. A good over for Malahide.
Where am I in this league?
Fifth. Fifth. Emma Mullin will prevent that one crossing the rope. Good job, she does so well out there. Six bowlers used by Pembroke this evening. The pick of them as this one thuds into the fence. Too short from Shukla to finish her fifth over. The score now 129 for 2. You're going to get yours.
No.
But yes, I'll take mine. And but I mean the Adidas coat, not the suit. Saving that for a 50 over game, not a 20 over game.
Starting to ponder what is the move for the second innings.
Some sort of delay. Are we still looking for the ball? Are we looking for a bowler? It will be Jessica Duffy-Mullin to bowl her third over and close out this innings. Well, she strikes. Oh, thank you. First ball in her second spell.
Who was it? Duffy Mullin, was it?
It's Jessica Duffy-Mullin. 13 conceded. But now there's a 1 in that wickets column, and she'll be delighted with that, and her teammates delighted with her as well. The third wicket falls. It is the final over. 129 for 3.
There you go.
Good line, good length. They miss, you hit. The wise words drilled into me by Michael Sharp. And a tar box comes out for the remaining 5 deliveries. Elizabeth Troop, it looks like, will be stranded. Oh, another good delivery. You can see Elizabeth Troop is eager to get down to the striker's end. Just 3 balls remaining in the over. She's going to be stranded and not reach what would have been a well-deserved half-century. Well, she has managed to get down to the striker's end. Courtesy of a leg bye. Amelia tire box. She's on 45, and that I suspect is where she will end up. A fine innings. She's been there since the start. And that will bring an end to the innings. The score 132 for 3. And that has been an interesting innings, well constructed, well put together, and well batted by Malahide. And they have put up what I would consider to be quite a tough total for the women's seconds to chase down in the second innings.
103's chased it down last week.
Well, again, it only takes a couple of bats to get in there and...
Hard.
6.6.
I don't think it's really fair if
What's
Dale
the
bats
weight?
for us.
I've got a worry there.
Well, how much will Pembroke rue the missed opportunities in that first innings? They could have, should have taken a couple of catches. .69 for 1 in the 12th over, and 98 for 1 in the 16th over.
You got any cards?
Yeah, I was just wondering if I wanted to. I suppose it'd be rude not to, really. Pembroke won the toss, decided to bowl first, and maybe they will come to rue that choice. I love that word, rue. So there is the card. Gemma Diwali did very well, but called on an impossible second run and left herself with too much to do. Turned a little blind and never really looked like getting there. Sarah Brophy also batted it exceptionally well, 29 from 29. But it was Elizabeth Trube and her 45 that really saw Malahide get to that total of 132 for 3. Pembroke bowling card. Well, only Vanshika Shukla managed to complete, well, her and Izzy McLean completed 5 overs each. Varying fortunes. McLean was most unfortunate. Could have very easily have ended up being the leading wicket taker tonight. However, Jessica Duffy-Mollin, well, an absolute peach of a delivery to start her second spell, her third over. And she took 1 for 14. It's now the 10 minutes between innings, and so we'll see what sort of targets Pembroke have. Well, last couple of overs, certainly the last over, just going for 3. But it's a good rate they've set, and it's a good target. Here's how they did it over by over, and see if you can spot that little lump in the worm. There it is, the 13th over and the 19th over, bringing forth 25 runs in just those 2 overs. So Pembroke will have to chase down or go and collect 133 runs. They will have 20 overs to do it in, and we hope you'll remain with us while we take a short break. Sound of Velcro as pads are put on, thigh guards taken off. To our viewer in southwest France, we do hope you're enjoying tonight's coverage. This is a Sports Hub Leinster League Division 2 clash between third-placed Pembroke and fifth-placed Malahide. Malahide in that first innings, as you can see from the scoreboard at the bottom, have compiled a very useful 1-3-2 for 3. Here is what is required. Just trying out a few of the graphics while we have this break.
Get the match this Saturday morning.
Yeah, but it's against a hard, a good team.
Yeah, but if they win this Saturday, I think they'll be champions. What the hell, keeper?
Well, it is starting to get dark, as is evidenced by how bright the light on the scoreboard is. It will be Isabel Jennings and Emma Mullin. Pembroke are going to need over 6.5 and over. Still got the arm, hasn't he, Bill? Like myself, he's gone for the underarm. Umpires are now striding out to the middle. Andy Arnott down for a quick net.
For another reason.
Well, Jennings and Mullin make their way out to the middle. Umpires still chatting at one end. They don't seem to have the same sense of urgency as I do. Oh, the pink ball probably helps in these twilight conditions. In fact, tonight's the night. Should have given them the light-up bails. Merv Whitey's put back on the Wallabies hat. the Wallabies bucket hat. And mighty fine it looks too. There it is. So, we have 2 bats, we have 2 umpires, and we have a field that seems to be very strong in the covers. I'm sure they'll sort that out now. A lovely, quiet, peaceful evening it is. It's not the warmest or the brightest at the moment, but still the cricket season. So, if you're out there and you're a subscriber to the YouTube channel, don't forget you too can... That's brilliant. 2 members of the same family tuned in with us down in France. Lovely part of the world, Bordeaux. So Sarah Brophy to open the bowling. And a bit of hesitation between the bats to start with. Do you think Pembroke will chase down this total? Or do you feel that this game is there for Malahide to take? It's past the outstretched hand. And that will make the fence. And Jennings gets underway with a nice shot. Pulled over to the leg side. It was in the air for a little while, but once it beat that fielder, and once it reached the hill, you don't realise how much of a hill there is there. Pull shot from Jennings. Field set for that though. Thank you. One of Emma Mullins' favourite shot through the covers. Malahide starting with a 5-4 field. Steady first over for Pembroke.
I really find the annoying. Is it? That you have to bat inside and hack it in the leg spot. Yeah, very often. Rambo from lunch.
Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Oh, now I've had that velvet stuff from Australia. Crunchies are...
Violet crumble. No, violet something. It must be renamed as violet crunch.
It certainly isn't violent.
There's always one.
He's the second one tonight.
No, third. Third one tonight.
Well, you hear the sound of ball hitting wood, followed by ball hitting fence.
I haven't had a good net since the start of the season. I went through 5 weeks of playing really well.
Have cameras on, you're fine.
The value of getting a foot behind the ball pays off. And the steady start continues. 12 without loss. Amelia Tailbox bowling from the nursery end. See our scorers just in front of Becca's barn. Top of your screen. Well, that's just pulled away down to Conn's Nook and beyond. Jennings loves that shot. Quick hands. Travelled along the ground for an awful lot of it. Picked it on length, cleared the front foot, knew where she was going to put it, and put it exactly where she wanted to. Ewan Mullen had such a disappointed look of, I've just run 22 yards for nothing. This time, the tennis shot doesn't come off. But this time it does, and that will race away. Another 4 for Jennings. She's moved on to 18 now from just 12 deliveries. Well, I felt that hit her outside leg. I think the umpire agreed with me. Sorry, I agreed with the umpire.
Ah, Lukey, well done, boy.
Live scoring just taking a moment to reassess that over.
It's like there's like a good few people who didn't even make that.
Jennings wisely leaving that one alone. Just taking a thin edge to that one. Single taken. Ah. Yeah. Another short delivery dealt with summarily. I'm trying out new words. Just kept inside the rope as I finish the last of my Maltesers. Just lifted into the ring very casually by Mullen. The first wicket falls just lifted onto it a little early. Well, the old adage is catches win matches. And now it brings Susie Whaley to the middle. These two vying for the most runs in women's cricket, not just here in Pembroke, but also province-wide. There was a stage they were both exactly on the same. I don't know how up to date the stats database is. Well, that's an emphatic start anyway. 4 runs from her first delivery, and after 4 overs, 30 for 1. The same stage, Malahide were 31 without loss. Pembroke doing a good job getting this chase underway. Marguerite Troop. It starts off with one. Jennings turns around the corner. And the second wicket has fallen. Susie Whaley departs all too quickly. Bill's voice, I don't know if it's the chambre of it or whatever. It's an absolute replay of Eamon Mullins' wicket, but just from the other end.
No, she never moved her feet. Never got head over the ball.
Well, Malahide will be delighted with this start. It has now brought Izzy McLean to the wicket. Oh, we've gone to a replay.
Oh.
Another batter off the mark straight away. That's a lovely shot. Good effort in the field, but to no avail. 4 more runs for Pembroke. Nothing wrong with scoring rate, it's just the fact that they have lost those 2 wickets would have put a little bit of concern. But Izzy McLean getting that one past the diving fielder. And another 4. Getting dark out there now. Scoreboard good and bright. Wide called on that one. Leg by, but not out. Five overs gone, 39 on the board. If I was to bring up the worm at the moment, these lines would be right on top of each other. No. No, they were none down at this stage. Ali Harley coming on at the St John's end. Izzy McLean. Well, that was just too short. It's been lifted over the ring, and despite the chase, enthusiastic chase of the fielder, it will make the rope. No problem at all. Just see, it's just too short. It's sat up, and McLean, well, too good not to wait for it and put it where she wanted to. This one drifting onto the legs, but successive boundaries. This time coming across onto the pads. Almost an overcorrection, one might say. Very hard as a bowler to forget the previous delivery. Neat fielding by the Malahide team. Direct hit would have been interesting. 9 off the over. Teamwork. Saves 2 runs. But it does mean Pembroke have reached the half-century mark. And have done so.
Chance?
Yeah, a very difficult one. Off to the side like that. Good over this from a Pembroke point of view. That required rate now has dropped below 6. But again, it only takes a couple of deliveries. Nice bit of swing on that delivery. Back into the right-hander, forcing her to play it on the leg side. Jennings picks up another single. Wow, that is a fine shot. McLean really has taken a liking to the bowling of Harley. Just too short again. And that was only going one way. Maximum. And 19 coming from Harley's over. Not out, going down leg. 72 required rate. 5 1/3. Wisely decide against the run on the strength of the shot. We saw this in the first innings from Gemma Diwali, where the bat coming down the track to the bowler. Izzy McLean employing the same sort of tactics. Jennings just jamming down on that one. That's a much better over from a Malahide point of view. .62 for 2 now. Niall's about to show you just how bright the scoreboard looks. Give you some idea of how dark it actually is here at Sydney Parade now. Camera makes it look an awful lot brighter than it actually is, I can tell you. This one, again, lifted in Cyril's way. This time bouncing just in front of the rope. Keen to take on Harley. Pembroke nearly at the halfway mark of this chase. Well, that will give her some relief. Dot ball. Harley will be feeling slightly better. A couple of dot balls just settle the nerves a little. It's tough when Izzy McLean is in this mood, though. Six is signalled. Scorebar's in the way.
Don't make it up. See it up there for a change.
Bit of a reprieve for Pembroke then. And a bonus with the 6 runs that came with it. Drifting again onto the pads, but a nice bit of fielding in the outfield. Top work. Eight overs gone. 74 for 2. Another good over for Pembroke. 12 coming from it. McLean and Jennings both well in at this stage. Enjoying batting. 59 more required. The required weight now under 5. taking on the throw. Oh, that was tight. Tighter than Pembroke would have wanted. But Jennings made her ground. That's a nice shot out to mid-wicket. Don't see that many double bouncers these days. And it goes all the way. 5 onto the total. Another no ball. No run taken there. Runs required has dropped below the half century. I think I agree with the umpire. Down the ground again, taking on the fielder, this time with a bit more comfort. Single taken. Another no ball. The length is just off. Do you congratulate Eli on his half century? Saturday. McLean comes down the track again, and this time has cleared the fielder. Square leg umpire signals 6. Standing umpire relays the signal. That's the end of a very good over for Pembroke. And after 9 now, they've moved on to 92 for 2. The loss of those 2 wickets has been somewhat mitigated by this stand of 61 between McLean and Jennings. There is the partnership to date. Team doing the bulk of the scoring. There we go. Inevitable signal of wide from Dockrell. And Pembroke's needed total has dropped to 40. And plenty of overs to do it in. Malahide need to break this partnership and in an ideal world send both these bats back to the pavilion in double quick time. Otherwise Pembroke are going to stroll to victory, scoring at a rate of 10 1/4. Nicely dug out as Izzy McLean changes her mind about what shot she's to play. This one's in the air. I didn't hear any distinctive call. As a result, a single is taken. On this occasion, Izzy McLean actually yorking herself, coming so far down the track. Just another inside edge we've seen tonight. There's been a plethora of them. Plethora of them. Well, you would think so. They're playing it with such deft touch. Nice shot down the ground. Another one that finds the rope, and Jennings moves on to 36. Both players scoring well in excess of 100. Yes, for the first 5 overs, the Worms were pretty identical. But since then, there's been a divergence. And Pembroke's rate up at 10 and over.
Yeah. Bill, like this.
The partnership is now 70. And just as it was the case during the Malahide innings, it's partnerships that are successful. And both bats now well and truly established. No, we don't walk through here. We walk around the front. Pulled into the leg side. Fielder backing up or complete the work. And what was looking like a very tricky assignment for Pembroke when they lost the wickets of Emma Mullin and Susie Whaley But these two have really done a good job for their side tonight. There's just about enough room for them to get to the 100 partnership if they were to see it home for Pembroke. See it home may be the ironic phrase of the night because it's getting that dark out there at the moment. Somebody has put the dimmer switches on. The lights in the bar now starting to look a bit bright.
Are you saying you'd be bowling for a draw? Bowling for light?
Well, there's still 9 overs to go. I just don't see the light getting any better. And it's quite dark now, so Pembroke will want to get these 26 runs as soon as possible and make sure they don't need. Yeah, into that one. Thank you. .107 for 2 then, off 11 overs. Not the sort of shot that Jennings wants at the moment. Mother was part of a good partnership the other day with Susie Whaley as the women's thirds. Had a good win. Oh, way down the leg side, and they will come through for another one. Izzy McLean now just one boundary away from a well-deserved half-century. Just in case Charlie's watching, much needed half-century. Came in with a side 31 for 2. Once again, I emphasise neither of these girls looking for the personal glory of the half-century. If it comes, well and good. But they're far more interested in how their team does, how their teammates do. That's 8 wides in the over. 7, 8. 8 wides.
Don't want to know my all-time record.
No. And whatever your all-time record is, I'm sure we both know who could beat us. Izzy McLean brings up her half-century. As always, half-hearted celebrations. I get to a half-century, it's like scoring a goal at Wembley or dropping a goal at Lansdowne. These days it's more just an acknowledgement. The 50 has come off. Just 29 deliveries. Five fours, 3 sixes, and with a strike rate of 172.41 for the Michael Clark amongst you. Just 14 required now. As a result of this over, Pembroke a lot closer to their target. That's well fielded. Seeing the ball must be half the difficulty at this stage. Two collide in the field, but their collision also does enough to stop the ball. Just one ball left in this, the 12th over that has seen Izzy McLean get to her half century. Over, not quite over yet. As Derek Dockrell signals no ball on height. Oh, yes, I'd have got my hands out of the way of that as well, I think. Late decision to go for it and a late decision to take the hand away. Well, that is the end of tar boxes over. And, well, it's been a good one for Pembroke. So, just 6 more runs required. Isabel Jennings, frustratingly, requires 7 for her half century. And Izzy McLean is on strike. Well, these two have put on 96 together now. And they've taken Pembroke from a precarious position to the brink of victory. Brophy back into the attack now. Maybe a little too late, but it is what it is. It's in the air. Izzy McLean has come out and done an absolutely fabulous job. 33 balls faced. And 57 runs scored. That's the end of the game. Pembroke have won by 8 wickets. 133 for 2. And that will certainly cement their place in the top 3 positions in the league. Malahide in no danger of going down. A fine side with some fine players. And they will undoubtedly return stronger next year. Well, just before we let you go, we will give you the story of the game. Pembroke won the toss and decided to field, and they restricted Malahide to what I thought was a very good score of 1-3-2 for 3. A good run rate of 6.6, and just the 17 overs from a Pembroke side that have conceded a lot more than that in previous games. From a Malahide point of view, the opening partnership of Gemma and Elizabeth, they did very well, and they put on 44 for the first wicket until Gemma Valley ran herself out, I'd say, turning a little bit blind and then encouraging her partner to go. Her partner went on to score 45 not out and received some support at the other end. From a bowling point of view, Pembroke used 6 bowlers, if memory serves. They did indeed, all to various degrees of success. Izzy McLean, very unfortunate, 0 for 24 off her 5 overs, but she also suffered from a couple of drop catches in the field. Georgia Beattie bowled well for her 2 overs, the most economical bowler on display, but the wicket takers were Vanshika Schuler and Jessica Duffy Mullin. They both took 1 each in that first innings. Coming out, chasing 1-3-3 for victory. Well, Pembroke got there in the end quite easily. There you can see it's the unbroken partnership between Jennings and McLean, a partnership of 102 that saw Pembroke home. They came together in the 5th over after the dismissals of Mullin and Whaley, and after that they just worked their way to victory. The Malahide bowling, well, it was honest toll, but it was tough with those two in such form. You can see the economy rates all quite high, and higher than perhaps they deserved. Marguerite Troop with 1 for 30, and Amelia Tarbox 1 for 14. The pick of the bowlers, really, but it was the batting of Jennings and Izzy McLean who saw Pembroke home, and they won by 8 wickets. The umpires and the scorers having their last word, and there is your summary at the bottom of the screen. Thank you to Niall as usual, and of course to Amanda, who's already started de-rigging, and so I will say good night to you. And tomorrow night it's the women's thirds are at home, and once again thank you to those of you who joined us on Pembroke Cricket Live, and especially to our viewers in France. Thanks for joining us. We hope you'll join us again soon. And from me, Craig Senior, good night.
How are you?